The Erasure of Marginalized Identities in AI-Powered Cybersecurity Systems. Hi, I am your presenter today. My name is Joelle McDaniel. I am the founder and CEO of Encrypt Enterprise LLC. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. Thank you, WCAPS and CSET WPS, for hosting this essential discussion. Today, I'll talk about how AI-powered cybersecurity systems can unintentionally erase or misrepresent marginalized identities, and how we can embed inclusion into the very design of these tools. Here is why this matters now. Why visibility in AI security is urgent. AI drives identity verification and cybersecurity decisions. Marginalized identities risk digital erasure or distortion. Equity must be built into system design, not added later. As AI becomes the gatekeeper of identity, representation is no longer optional. It's fundamental. If the system doesn't see you, you effectively don't exist within its protective boundaries. Now let's touch on how to defining marginalized identities, icons for race, gender identity, disability, socioeconomic status, indigenous heritage. Call out. When we're not in the data, we're not in the future being built. When I say marginalized identities in the digital context, I'm talking about underrepresented groups, whether by race, gender, disability, socioeconomic status, or other intersecting identities. In AI systems, invisibility can mean exclusion from protection or access. Next, let's call out the algorithmic design bias data pipeline. Biased output diagram. Models mirror biases in their training data. Majority-based normal makes minorities anomalies. Cyber tools may flag typical behavior of marginalized groups as suspicious. If your data set says normal means majority behavior, anyone outside that is treated as a deviation, sometimes a threat. That's how bias gets embedded into security systems. Moreover, we cannot talk about AL without mentioning data, omission, and invisibility. Right. Well, diverse silhouettes versus faded blank silhouettes. Underrepresentation leads to absence in system logic. Oversimplified categories erase nuance. Erasure can look like not being counted at all. Erasure doesn't always mean deletion. It often means omission. If you're not represented in the data set, the system can't recognize or protect you. And of course, governance and compliance gaps. Compliance checklist missing identity equity. Focus on data protection, not dignity protection. Few mandates for bias audits in cybersecurity. Equity is optional without governance. We have strict regulations for safeguarding data, but almost none for safeguarding representation. That gap leaves people digitally voiceless. Well, what left for us to do? We can be strategic. And I would like to add some recommendations for tiles with icons, bias audits in AI lifecycle, diverse voices in design and risk modeling, representation tracking as compliance metric, transparent, equitable enforcement. Inclusion has to be engineered into the system through audits, representation tracking, diverse input, and equitable enforcement. Hope is not a strategy. The NAA will ask them what? Well, here is the path forward from compliance to care, protect data and dignity, reflect human complexity in security systems, collaborate across sectors to build equitable tech. The goal is to move from compliance, meeting the bare minimum, to care, where systems actively protect both your information and your identity. I would like to take this time to highlight my bio very quickly once more before I close out. My name is Joelle McDaniel. I am the founder and CEO of Encrypt Enterprise LLC. In addition, I am creator of Triton Defender and Ninja Bot Assassin. I have an educational background such as my M.Eng in Cybersecurity Policy and Compliance, GWU, advocate for inclusive AI governance. My work combines cybersecurity architecture, governance, and compliance with a focus on inclusion, building systems that defend both data and dignity. Call to action. If you'd like to continue this discussion with me, please scan the QR code to LinkedIn or just look me up on LinkedIn. Moreover, security without representation isn't safety, it's silence. I invite you to connect with me, share your ideas, and work together to ensure AI-powered security protects everyone. Thank you. And yes, I did this whole recording with AI since this is the main topic.